It's going to be very difficult. Very, very difficult to overcome a candidate that survived getting shot in the head. Yeah. Whether he got grazed, doesn't matter. He's going to say he got shot, took it and smiled, just like Pac did. And that's a fact.
But Pac no longer here with us. But
I'm saying, I know. Pac said took 5 shots, took it and smiled, could kill me.
Because I know that's what you wanted to reference. That's why I'm laughing, man. I know you. I know that's what you wanted. Question, Pac, man.
But Pac, he got a lot of energy after he got shot, man.
This is true.
50 Cent's career skyrocketed. Look, this is a fact. 50 Cent skyrocketed after he got shot. Pac was already a superstar, but he got a lot of energy after he got shot. He used it to his advantage.
To all demographics or specific demographics?
All demographics.
Pac?
Well, yeah, Pac.
What you mean?
Let's start. Like when he got shot, he got a bigger audience?
For sure, he got a bigger audience. Okay. But
he sold $5 million on Me Against the World. We're not gonna do the
right. He's already a superstar. He's already a superstar. Yeah. The myth of Tupac, the legend of Tupac grew. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm not trying to, but I'm only asking that because people said that he's going to appeal to our audience more now that this has happened because we've seen that in our culture.
I don't think that's true.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if he'll ever truly appeal to us.
I'm interested to hear what you
for his base.
He beat the feds.
This is what I'm saying. Keep going.
I mean, sometimes in life you got to be honest. Shout out to all the HBCU graduates that have PhDs. Mm-hmm. I love y'all more than anybody in the world. But there's a certain demographic of Black people. Mm-hmm. Let's just be honest. He survived the feds. Mm-hmm. He got 34 felonies, Teflon Don in it, got shot, survived it. He's wild. And that is appealing to not just Black people, but I think it speaks to a culture of renegade. It's a renegade culture that support that. This is the same renegade culture that would support a hip hop artist or anybody, right? Like you can't act like we got to just be honest. There is a certain demographic of people who like gangster rap. They like drill. They like drill music, right? Because they think that it's a possibility that it actually is happening, right? And it's not just a Blacker thing, but it's a whole cultural thing of he's appealing to a demographic of people who watched a horror movie and wish that the person got killed. They want, right? They watched the mob movie and they hoping that the mob boss gets off. They watching Scarface and they cut it off at the end because they don't want to see him actually get killed. That's a real demographic and population. And Trump, man, he's filling in those roles one by one. He's filling in those roles one by one. And you can try to ignore it, but he actually is appealing to a certain demographic of people. Like I said, I don't think it's a race thing. I just think that it's a cultural thing across pop culture in America. And we've never seen a politician like this. Like we've never seen a politician that'll get shot and then still talking reckless. Like he's still talking, he's still on it. Like, yeah, this is an iconic moment because I'm still living and I got shot in the head and I survived it. Like he sounds like a rapper.
They said that he's and we'll see. Tonight starts the Republican National Convention, but they said that he's actually changed the tone, or there's rumors that he has changed the tone of his speech from what he was going to do to what he's going to do.
Yeah, now. It's going to be more crazy.
You think?
It's going to be more wild. It's going to be even more over the top.
I like what you said, though. I like that you've grouped it. It's not pop culture. It's renegade culture. I think that's a very fair analysis that people are resonant. We met somebody on the boat who was like, yo, remember what y'all was talking about getting released? Yo, I'm a person that got released. I'll rock with this dude.
The thing about it is like denial is not going to help the situation, right? And I feel like a lot of Democrats are in denial, saying like, oh, no, he doesn't appeal to a certain demographic of people. Oh, no, yet he does. So now it's like, how do you combat this, right? Because you keep denying it and his momentum's only growing. And before you know it, it's going to be a landslide victory if you stop. You got to just face the fact. And man, everything has only helped him. He got convicted of 34 felonies. It helped him. He got shot in the head. It helped him. It's just like he's just like it's like a video game. He just keeps going up. He's like Bowser. Like he's getting stronger by the day. And Biden,
that's pause.
How is it? You ever played
Bowser's pause?
No, you say he's going up. Pause.
Oh, he said it gets stronger.
That's not a question, but keep going.
That's not a question.
That's not questionable.
So
Biden,
Biden's not a formidable opponent. So they're gonna have to make some decisions quickly, or they just gotta focus on the Senate and Congress and just try to keep it divided. That'll be the best option. Have a divided House, so he can't just do whatever he wants to do. Keep majority in Congress. Focus on governor races, and just play that game.
All right. So you said it, Ian. You said it's over. As far as the election, it's over. This is going to be, and you're not saying that it's over. I want to ask a question, maybe to both of you, because in terms of renegade culture, right? We have seen violence with elected officials. We weren't alive for the assassination of RFK, who was running for president or about to campaign to run for president. We obviously weren't alive for JFK, Martin Luther King, but we've seen plenty of assassinations. We weren't alive for most of those, but we have seen some recently with congressmen. And it's funny you mentioned at parks, like we saw it happen at the Nationals game. Is this an issue? Is the gun violence an issue, or is it the renegade culture that's an issue?
We haven't seen plenty of assassinations.
No. I'm saying we've seen violence with elected officials, right? Nancy Pelosi's husband was attacked. We actually saw that.
But this is
right. No, I'm saying we've seen it. We haven't seen it on
different level.
We've never seen a presidential candidate. Right? I think we were just born or too young to remember when Reagan shot, right? That happened. What I'm saying is that is renegade culture to blame here from the inverse, right? So if we're looking at it like they're supporting him, but on the other end, there's people who don't like him, and this is a result of renegade culture.
This goes in that B16, 613 category we can't talk about.
What's the question though?
I'm saying renegade culture, right? Because yes, there are people like you said that are attracted to this. But on the other end, there are people who have this renegade culture that's the inverse, where like, we don't like him. We're going to see, there might be retaliation now that says, all right, well, now Joe Biden's security has to be heightened because of this retaliation.
Well, I don't think it's a complicated question to answer. I mean, we live in a society that has some of the freest gun laws in world history, and a lot of people have guns. And we also live in a society where, is extremely polarizing and is algorithms that keep you in your point of view and make you hate one another, and this is ramped up by music, by film, by social media, by drugs, by alcohol. So violence is an American issue. It happens across the board. This is a political violence, but I mean, the same root cause for political violence is the same root cause for gang violence. You have access to a gun. If you give somebody access to a gun, they're going to use it at some point in time. This is why most quote unquote civilized countries, you can't get a gun. It's not that hard to understand. Like most places in the world that are advanced technology, it's extremely difficult to get a gun. Extremely difficult to get a gun in most of these countries. In America, it's very easy to get a gun. And you can not only get a gun, you can get an assault rifle with extended clips. You can get
the best way to go.
Yeah, so it's like
best way to go.
Okay, if we're gonna be honest,
go ahead. Because I'm interested in hearing it.
I can't go to your neighborhood and get somebody touched without having permission. How that boy get that gun in that rally?
Get the gun, get on the roof, position him now.
Saying Call of Duty Warzone
for 3 minutes. He's on the roof for 3 minutes.
Like this is above our pay grade.
Yeah, and before
like living.
Ian, hold on. We didn't do this, so we got to say condolences, right? Somebody's life was lost, and I know somebody else was critically injured. So our condolences go out to the family of the gentleman who lost his life. Because I mean, obviously, any act of violence we condemn, but there's families that are being affected by it. So continue.
And the other side of it too, if something happens to Trump, get ready for race war 101.
Or if
you think something happens to him and they're not going to retaliate on us, shit. But once again, how did that kid get up there with that 22 long rifle with them practice rounds?
And whenever it's a white person, it's always a lone shooter, and it kind of like just dies out. If that was somebody from Saudi Arabia, they would have already had tanks,
drone strikes, right?
Afghanistan
terrorist attack.
They would have already linked it to ISIS. They would have already linked it. If that was a black person, it would have already been linked to Black Lives Matter, and they would have talked about all of this stuff. If that was a Mexican person, they would have linked it to Mexican Mafia or M17. They would have already had the tracings and the phone recordings of all of his co-conspirators, they would have had RICO charges on at least 30 different people by now. But it's like this one person.
That's a fact.
20-year-old
lone troubled youth.
Yeah, 20 years old. Like, think about that. He's born in 2004.
They would have had a documentary on how he got radicalized.
His computer information,
radicalized jihadists, they would have.
He's been watching YouTube videos.
One backstory on this kid, other than
they said he was bullied in school.
He was in a Trump ad, which is
with that chin, he should be.
But they said like who he was, where he's from. That was it. They didn't say no backstory. They didn't say like no, he's part of a larger cell. He's a domestic terrorist. Haven't heard any of that language.
The word domestic terrorist has not been used. Like they said, it always comes. Well, they got to go to the school records. Well, he was bullied in school. He was an outcast at school. It's just similar characteristics of some of these shooters that we've seen.
Biden, wrap it up, my boy. This did it.
Don't do that, man. Don't do that.
We're gonna have a statue. They're gonna have a statue of the.
No, we are keeping this.
He took it over.
I need everybody to put this in the chat right now. We are keeping this, and make sure you scroll over.
Now, if y'all want to keep y'all job, y'all work corporate. Be careful.